Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my fourth game from Season 3 of the CCL. Yes indeed. Now, we've got off to a really flying start in this league, currently sitting at 3-0, which is a better start than I thought I would have, I'm not gonna lie, but doesn't get any easier because this week we have to take on the Bandy Savage, Gary, formerly Disfigure, coach of the Detroit Luxrays, a mainstay of the CCL from last time. He is a very, very talented player. I was both very excited and kind of scared to go up against him. He has got a pretty, much as his name would say, a pretty savage looking team. Like the mons he can choose from, he's got Curum Black, Keldeo, Heatran, Celebi, Zygarde, Mandibuzz, Hollah, Gengar, Heliolisk, Snorlax, and Mega Ordino. There's no weak link in that chain. He has got a terrifying team. He's got the big double Dragon Core, Curum Black and Zygarde. It's just so terrifying. But we're gonna give it our best shot here. The team I've decided to bring, I have got a Life Orb, Aegislash, Adamant with Iron Head, Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak, and Autotomize. Gary used Autotomize Aegislash very well last time in the CCL. So we're going to try and bring it against him, but with a Life Orb, because power. We've got a Klefki. This is a specially defensive Klefki. He's got some nasty potential special attackers. I'm hoping it can take some hits. Maybe from the likes of Gengar, Heliolisk, stuff like that, you know, the Celebi if it's special, maybe Keldeo, and it could be nice against the Curum Black. But we've got Spikes, Dazzling Gleam, HP Ground, and Reflect. Reflect to buff the defenses, HP Ground is there for like the Heatran, and you know, Dazzling Gleam is Dazzling Gleam. It hits actually a fair amount of his team for decent damage, like Curum, Keldeo, Zygarde, Mandibuzz, Hollah, they're all weak to it, so, you know. It's got some nice potential there. We've got Azelf. Azelf is an Assault Vest set, Jolly Nature, max attack, 216 and speed to outspeed I think pretty much everything he's got that isn't Scarfed. We've got Zen Headbutt, Power Up Punch, Ice Punch and Iron Tail. Iron Tail there of course for that Mega Ordino. We've got Seismitoad. This is a physically defensive set just to try and take as many physical hits as possible. We saw Trip in the Battle Union use a Quagsire to take on Curum Black, and if you know Quagsire can do it, then god damn it, Seismitoad should be able to. Scald, Infestation, Toxic and Protect, because dick set. But hopefully it can do some work, trap things in, toxic them and do some nasty stuff. Hitmontop is an Assault Vest set, Adamant with max HP, max attack. We've got Close Combat, Stone Age, Pursuit and Mach Punch. There's a few things there that don't maybe want to stay in on him, and I can Pursuit them. You know, you're looking at the likes of, well, no, maybe something wants to switch out on it. I don't know. Like if Gengar sees that I'm not Intimidate, it might want to switch out. Mach Punch there for the priority. Close Combat, Stone Edge, they do what they do. Then we have Hydreigon, Choice Scarfed, Mixed, Hasty Nature, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and the Superpower. That last move there mainly for Heatran and Snorlax. The other moves, you know, they do what they do. Flash Cannon is there for the Mega Ordino, basically. Draco and Dark Pulse will hit a lot of what he's got left, you know. There's very little that wants to take a Draco that isn't hit by any of the other moves. So hopefully, that's a team that should be able to put some good work against him. Now, Gary's team, he has brought Zygarde, Heatran, the Snorlax, Mandibuzz, Hollah, and the Keldeo. Interesting. I was kind of expecting Curum Black, but I guess, you know, I have things that can deal with it fairly effectively. I don't suppose there are already counters to Curum Black per se, but I've got some things that can take a hit at the very least and hopefully sort of check it. Zygarde, that's fairly spooky. Dragon Dance Zygarde is nasty. Hollah, if it gets set up, can do horrible things that I don't want to be a part of. Hitmontop's looking pretty good. It can deal a lot of damage to a lot of what he's got. And yeah, Aegislash could be nice late game. Azelf is a threat. So yeah, that's pretty much the teams. So without further ado, let's get right into the battle and see how things played out. So, I'm going to lead with the Hitmontop. Gary's going to lead with Heatran. This is fantastic for me. He doesn't want to stay in. I'm going to go for close combat. In comes the Hollah, and that does big damage, like very nice damage. I don't want to stay in though, I really can't stay in, so I'm going to go into my counter to this, that's going to be the Klefki, as he goes for a Swords Dance. Now, I can still probably take a hit and deal damage, but then, as I set up a Reflect, he goes for Baton Pass, and I shit myself, because he goes into Zygarde, which is terrifying. Now, he's going to set up a sub, I am having absolutely none of that. No, with Dazzling Gleaming here. No, I'm not letting him get up behind a sub, that's not happening. Now, I'm going to stay in until I die, or he dies. So he goes for Earthquake and he just kills me. So that's Klefki down, unfortunately. I can go into Hydreigon. You know, I am Scarfed and he can't take the risk. He's going to go into Mandibuzz, who will be able to take this Draco Meteor fairly effectively. I'm going to have to switch out here and he's going to be able to roost up, so I just need to go into something to threaten it after that. That for me is going to be Seismitoad. Yes! He's going to go for Roost and my Reflect wears off. Now, here I am going to just try and drop a Toxic to wear this thing down. He goes into Bird Person, that of course is the Hollah. Now, I just need to get residual on this thing. He goes for a Swords Dance here. I probably should have Scalded, but I went for Infestation, just in case he wanted to switch out into I don't know, anything. Now here, he's going to go for the Acrobatics. I actually go for the Toxic here, predicting him to Baton Pass into something. Maybe the Snorlax. But as it is, Hollah goes down, and that's a nice passive, well, not passive, but it's a threat out of the way. In comes Snorlax. I don't want to take a Seed Bomb. I know that these things can pack it. I go into a safe middle, which is my Hitmontop, and that's grand. I take that hit very nicely. He can't stay in a close combat. He is going to go into the Mandibuzz. I do go for the close combat. It's not doing enough, which is unfortunate. But I know he can't Roost. He's going to go for the Foul Play, but I went for the close combat in case he did want to Roost. I probably should have gone for Stone Edge here, but I didn't. You know, I just didn't want this thing to get off a Roost and get up to good health again. Now another Foul Play with my Defense Drop is going to take me out, but now what I can do is I can go into something to directly threaten this, and that is going to be Seismitoad. So, he's going to pull the switch into Heatran, predicting my Toxic, but now, ladies and gents, it is time to
Wind the Frog!
Yes, indeed, because he is going to go for the Solar Meme, but I predict the hell out of him, and I go for the Protect. I know this thing gets Power Herb Solar Beam. I know that Gary likes his memes. Not happening. So, he has to switch out. He's going to go into the Mandibuzz as I go for the Scald, and get the burn. Very nice indeed. That'll help to wear this thing down as much as possible. Would have been nice to get a Toxic, but what can you do? Now he is going to go for the Foul Play here. I go for Infestation in case he did want to switch out. You know, a combination of Infestation and Burn is going to take this thing down anyway. So Seismitoad, doing pretty well, has got 2 KOs so far. Now in comes the Zygarde. I can't really switch out. He does go for the sub. I don't have special attack investment, so this Scald is not going to break the substitute, unfortunately. But I know he's going to set up, and I know that I have to go for another Scald to break the sub. That's all I can do. Something on my team is dying here, and it's just a case of what is dying. And you know, I opt to go into my Hydreigon because I know he's going to set up another sub. My basic game plan here is I can't let him out of this behind a substitute. That's my game plan. At +1 I do outspeed him. Dark Pulse does break the sub, so I don't have to risk the miss. And he goes for another Dragon Dance, and I'm terrified. But he has to go for Dragon Stab to take me out here, really. So he's going to go for Outrage. What this means is that I can, in fact, bring in my Aegislash. Now, I can take this Outrage. I'm in shield form. I don't take it well, but I take it. I do the stance change, go for the Iron Head. It's not going to take out this Zygarde, but I am, of course, packing the Shadow Sneak, and that, from this kind of range, is going to deal with that Zygarde. So down it goes, big threat out of the way. Now in comes Snorlax. I don't want him to Pursuit Trap me, so I'm going to go for the Sacred Sword, do as much damage as possible before he actually ends up taking me out with Earthquake. But now we're trying to set up for the late game. I'm going to go into my Azelf, and he has no reason to save this. I'm going to go for the Power Up Punch. And now Azelf is looking fairly spooky. Unfortunately, I don't pack anything better to hit the Heatran, so I have to go for Power Up Punch again. Even with +2, I'm not going to take him out from there. Fire Blast does not take me out because of Assault Vest, and here I have to switch into my Seismitoad, but Gary gets it right. He's going to go for the Unstabbed Dragon coverage, in the form of Dragon Pulse. Brilliant to see that. Another one, he gets a low roll, it won't take me out, so I'm going to go for Scald to get as much damage as possible. And now, unfortunately, he is going to be able to take me out with unstabbed dragon coverage. So, well played, Garo. We always are a fan of that. Now I go into Azelf. I'm obviously going to be able to take him out with a power-up punch. And now all I have to do is hope that this Keldeo is not Scarfed. If it's Scarfed, I lose. If it isn't, I win. And survey says, he's Scarfed. So, he goes to Scald, down goes Azelf, and that is going to be the game. So, what a game. Absolutely fantastic battle. Loved every minute of it. Very well played, Gary, as expected. It was just such a cracking game with lots of back and forth. There were memes, there was good plays I think on both sides. Some very good building from Gary. I think I built pretty well for this one as well. Always nice to have a pretty clean game too, you know. There was no hacks going on here, I think, at all. Which was really good to see that, you know. But yeah, we do take a loss. It's unfortunate, it's our first of the season. But these things are bound to happen, you know. Unless you're called Sam, you're going to probably lose a game at some point in a season. So yeah, not particularly mad about this loss. Gary played a very good game. Yeah, he just happened to have the right set at the right time at the end of the game. So, you know, well played to him. Kudos, my friend. I look forward to the rematch. But that is, in fact, going to wrap things up from here. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you head down into the description. There you will find Gary's links to his Twitter and his YouTube. You must check them out. He is a fantastic battler, an excellent guy, and his facial hair game is absolutely categorically on point. His moustache is magnificent, so you really must have a look at that. But yeah, we're 3-1. We're still in a really nice position. I forget who we're taking on next. Be right back. Right, back. Next week, we take on the Colorado Stealth Rockies, coached by the Canadian Wi-Fi. So that's going to be a fun game. Hopefully, we can get back on track, get ourselves a win and go 4-1. That would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I've rambled on for far too long, so I'm going to get the hell on out of here. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.